Hello everybody, good day and you're welcome back to my channel. If you are seeing this channel for the very first time, I'm blessing. For my old subscribers, thank you for sticking around, and if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and give it a huge thumbs up. Alright, today we'll be cutting a jumpsuit, and it will be a palazzo jumpsuit. I'll be using 2 yards of this stretching material. You can see stretching, and I'm using 2 yards because of the measurement. You can use more depending on the person you are sewing for. And I'll be using an invisible zip for the back, an invisible zipper for the back. All right, let's start cutting. Will be using the shoulder will be 15, then the round arm will be 10, the bust is 31, then the under bust is 25. You'll also be needing the waist measurement, which is 27.5 for this cloth. Then the hip is 35, then the lap is 20, the knee I'll be using 14, and the length of this jumpsuit is 50. Alright, I've folded my materials. What I will do, I'll be cutting the half length first. This for the front, then I'll use the front piece to cut for the back. Like I said, the bust measurement is 31, the under bust is 25. So the bust measurement will be dividing it by 4, and we're having 7.25. So you just measure. I'll be using 1 inch allowance, so I'll be needing 8.25, and this is 8.25 already. So let's start cutting. For the shoulder is 15 divided by 2. We are having 7.5. So go ahead and mark 7.5. This is 7.5. This is 7.5. Alright, for the length of the shoulder, for the armhole, I'll be using 8. The length of the armhole, I'll be using 8. So this is our 8. So what we'll do is just to connect. You can, for it to be easier for you, you just run it through, run the 7.5 all through the dress, so it will be easier for you to rule it. So this is the 7.5. Then you can connect with your ruler. This is it. So you look for the midpoint of the armhole, and that should be 4. So you just go ahead and mark 4. Then you go up by, I'll be going up by 1 inch. So just go up by 1 inch. You can go up by 1.5, but for this cloth I'll be going up by 1 inch. So I just give it that curve. If you are not good with this, you can use the French curve to make it a perfect one. Just go ahead with the curve. That is it. Then for the neck, I'll be coming down by 1.5 inch. 1.5 inch. Because the neck will be high, so it's not be low, so I'll come down by 1.5 inch. Then the depth will be 4. The depth will be 4. So you just use your chalk to connect. After connecting, you give it that curve. Give it the curve. After connecting, give it that curve. The curve. And for the shoulder, I know it is slanty, so I'll be going down by 1/2 inch. So this is 1/2 inch. So I'll connect from this point to this point. So you just use your ruler to connect, and this is it. You can see it's looking nice already. Alright, to measure for the bust is 31 divided by 4. We are having 7.25. So I'll be adding 2 inch. That's 9.25. that's 9 1/4. This is 9 1/4 already. This is 9 1/4. Alright, for it to be easier for you, you will just go ahead and input the lines, the half length of this cloth. Remember, this is the arm of 8. That's the under bust is 12 for this cloth. The under bust is 12, so just go ahead and mark your 12. Then the half length I'll be using for this cloth is 14 plus the sewing allowance. I'll be making it 15. That's why I'll be adding the trouser, that's for the jumpsuit, so it's 15. So the under bust measurement is 25. That's 6 and ash. 6 and ash plus 2, that's 8 and ash. So you just go ahead and mark 8 and ash over here. That's 8 and ash. It's a stretching material, so you can actually make it like 1 inch allowance, but I'm making mine 2, so that's it. Then the waist measurement is 27.5. That's 6 1/4 plus 2, that is 8 1/4. So I'll just go ahead and mark my 8 1/4 here. Mark my 8 1/4. That's it. So you just connect it. So this is it. Use our scissors to cut. Alright, this is how it looks like. This for the front, you can see. This for the front. So I'm going to use this part to cut for the back. So I'll use this part to cut for the back. So I'll just fold. And remember, I said I'll be adding a zipper allowance, so I'll just put it on top. For the zipper allowance, I'll be using 1 inch. I'm using 1 inch for the zipper allowance. Alright, this is it. Alright, go ahead and cut. Alright, for the back, remember for the front we use 1.5 inch for the depth. So for the back I'll be using 1 inch for the depth. So you just measure your 1 inch. This is my 1 inch. So I'll just connect it and cut. Just cut. Don't forget we added 1 inch allowance for the zipper and it is on a fold. So all I will just have to do, I will have to cut it into 2. The zipper allowance is on a fold, so I'll just have to cut it into 2. Don't forget, cut it into 2. So this is how the front looks like, and this is the back also. So let me just open it up so that you see how it looks like. This is it. So alright, This for the back. This for the back, and for the front, this is it. You can see it's looking nice already. This is how it looks like. This is it. So we are done with the upper part, so we'll go ahead to cut for the trouser, the palazzo that will be attaching to the upper part. Alright, so we'll move ahead to cut for the trouser, the palazzo that will be adding to our half length to make it a jumpsuit. Alright, we'll go ahead and cut for the trouser that will be adding to the half length to make it a jumpsuit. Alright, remember the half length we used for the previous one was 14 and the full length of the dress is 50. So we'll be subtracting 14 from 50 because 50 is the full length of the jumpsuit and 14 is for the half length, and we already cut the half length. So I will subtract 14 from 50. So this is 50. I'll be adding 2-inch allowance for the sewing. So that will make it 52. So this is 52. 52. And use your ruler to make it a straight line. Alright. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and rule out our measurements. I've ruled it out already. This is the waist, this is the hip line, this is the cross line, that's the thigh, this is my knee line, and this is the length of the dress. The half length is 14, don't forget. So this is 14, this is 24 as the hip line, 35 as my knee, the knee line, then 52 for the length of the dress. So what we have to do now is to give the trouser a good shape. So for the waistline, we'll come in by 1 inch. For the waist, we'll go in by 1 inch. Going by 1 inch for the waist. I hope you are seeing it. Just go in by the waist, you go in by 1 inch. Then for the knee line, you go in by 1.5 inch. Just going by 1.5 inch for the knee line. Going by 1.5 inch. Then you're going by 1.5 inch for the knee line. Then for the length of the dress, this is the leg, we're going by 2 inch. That's 1 inch, 1.5. Then we're going by 2. So this is the 2. So what you have to do is just to connect it together. So just connect it together. Just connect. Connect it together. We've connected it already, so all we have to do now is to cut. Alright. You can see the shape. Fine. I see the hip line is looking fine already. So we'll just go ahead and take our measurements. The waist is 27.5 divided by 4 is 6.25. So you go ahead and measure your 6.25. This is 6.25. 6.25. Then for the hip is 35 divided by 4. We're having 8.25. So the hip is 8¼ I'll just go ahead and mark 8¼ then the thigh is 20. We'll be dividing the thigh by 2, not 4. For the waist and the hip we divided it by 4, but the thigh will be dividing it by 2. So right, we are dividing the thigh by 2, that's 10. So this is the 10. So our knee, the knee measurement is 14 divided by 2, we are having 7. So this is 7. For the knee we are having 7. So the leg we'll be using 10, and this is 10 and also just this is 10. This is 10. So we just connect it like this. Connect it. Measurement, this is it. You go in like this, you give it that curve, like going like this, you give it the curve. This is the cross line, then just take your measurements. So we'll be using this one to cut for the other part, so just going like this. Alright, we are done. So we'll use this side to cut for the other side of the dress. Alright, you just go ahead, after placing the one we cut already on top of the fabric, you just go ahead and cut off the excesses. Then you make sure at the cross line, the one underneath it, you should have like 2-inch allowance for the crush. Don't forget that. Then we'll be using the same measurement, but just that the crush has to be 2-inch. It has to go out by 2-inch. So this is the 2-inch. So you just, bring it like this and connect. I'm going to be cutting it the same way, just that the crush has to come out a bit. So go ahead and cut. Alright, this is it. Alright, so we are done cutting for the back and the front. This is the back and this is for the front. You can see it's looking nice. Alright, we are done. So if you want to attach it, you just sew this way. For the front, you just sew it this way first, then the back you do the same thing also. For the back you sew the same way. After sewing, when you open it, it will be like, just be like this, just be like this. Then the front also you attach to also be like this. You just join by the side and attach the upper part, but I'll be adding a pocket to my own. We've come to the end of this tutorial. If this tutorial was helpful and you enjoyed watching, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up, subscribe, share and comment, and I'll see you all in my next video. So stay safe till then. Bye.